Danielle, while we're here, we should thank viewers from Edmonton for joining us today. I guess they have some technical glitches up there, but we're happy that they're with us today.
Yeah, we'll talk a little bit more about Edmonton in just a little bit, but we need to focus on what today was, because we're not getting it for the rest of this week. Yeah, we got to 22. That's our high, also our current temperature at the airport. This is stunning weather. Yesterday, same idea. And then it all falls apart after today. And for the rest of this week, we're looking at rain, and we're even going to see snow later this week. So hopefully you've enjoyed it. And if you haven't, go for a nice walk and take it all in. All right, your 24-hour forecast is brought to you by Fifth Avenue Volkswagen. Family-owned, community-driven. Discover more at Fifth Avenue Volkswagen. Here's a look at tomorrow. Tomorrow, the rain starts. It will be heavy late morning, and for the early afternoon hours, we're looking at anywhere from 5 to 7 millimeters in the city. The gusts will be around 40 kilometers per hour in the morning and up to 60 in the afternoon. Temperatures will also fall throughout the day, so 9 in the morning, and then by the afternoon, just 4 degrees. More details on that snow coming up, Ian.
Got some rain coming after a delightful day today, and beyond the rain, there is snow.
Yeah, so yesterday and today we got above 20 in the city, mid-20s in many other communities, and we're going to start to fall apart tomorrow. You know, 'tis the season, as they say, because spring's always a roller coaster ride for sure. All right, Edmonton was joining us for a moment because they had technical difficulties. They figured it out, so we're just going to focus on us. Look at us. Oh my goodness, 25 in Lethbridge and Brooks and Medicine Hat and Milk River right now. Calgary is at 22, so is Pincher Creek, which is not record-breaking, but in some communities were potentially record-breaking today, or at least just a degree away. So it's certainly some heat way above normal. All right, when we look at wind gusts today, pretty tame. 30 kilometers per hour, Pincher Creek, Lethbridge, and Calgary. We're going to pick up, though, for tomorrow. So tomorrow, Lethbridge over to Medicine Hat, 80 kilometer per hour gusts. Calgary, 60. Brooks, 60. It's going to be a windy day. It's going to be a rainy day, and temperatures are going to plummet. So very different. I want to make sure you're prepared for what's in store for us, so you have all your clothes ready to go for tomorrow. All right, it's quiet now, as you can see, in all of the south. Calgary, we're not dealing with anything right now, but this is the system on the way, and this will kick in especially for tomorrow morning. It looks like we'll be okay in the overnight hours, and then in the morning the rain will start to kick in. So the jet streams up to the north of us, we have this warm push of air. We're under a ridge of high pressure. That's why it's been stable and sunny, and the temperatures have been able to build into the 20s. This is going to shift down, though. We're going to get this trough, this upper level trough develop, and that's really going to intensify. That's going to excel the winds for tomorrow, which is why Lethbridge over to Medicine Hat areas are looking at 80 kilometer per hour gusts ahead of this. For us in Calgary, let me show you the timeline here. So overnight, just clouds increasing. This is a look at 10:30 in the morning. Most likely we'll get just some light drizzle in the early morning hours, but then about 8, 9 in the morning is when it starts to really pick up, and then pretty intense by 10:30. This will last right through the early afternoon hours and then clear out closer to those supper hours. And then we just have isolated showers possible. And as you can see, snow to the west. So Banff and higher elevations looking at some wet snow late in the day tomorrow. All right, so that's the first wave of this system, as you can see. For Thursday, it's pretty stable. We're looking at even getting some sunshine in the morning hours. Later in the day, because we'll still have a little bit of instability from the system that tracked through, we have the potential for isolated precipitation, so rain, wet, snow mix. 12 degrees is our high for tomorrow, but that's at the midnight hour, and then temperatures will fall throughout the day. By the afternoon, just 4. Again, 5 to 7 millimeters of rain and gusts up to 60 kilometers per hour. Thursday, stable, but only a high of 4. Late day mixed precipitation, and check out your Friday and Saturday. A daytime high just below freezing. 5 centimeters of wet snow possible on Friday, and another 1 to 3 possible on Saturday.
So Danielle, by this time tomorrow, it will be pouring down rain?
Yeah, so on days like this, it's very important to pay attention to the forecast, right? Because otherwise you're going to wear shorts tomorrow, put on some sunscreen, and then be out in a 4-degree afternoon with pouring rain and gusts out of the north that are cold, 60 kilometers per hour. That's what's in store for us tomorrow. Totally different day tomorrow. 22 degrees is the temperature right now at the airport and our daytime high. So it says a high of 12 in this graphic, and that's because 12 will be at the midnight hour. So technically that's the high temperature. But by the afternoon, we'll be down to 4 because temperatures will cool throughout the day rather than warm. 5 to 7 millimeters of rain, gusts, a cold wind out of the north, up to 60 kilometers per hour. Tame on Thursday, but by the supper hours, some late day precipitation. And by Friday, our daytime high is below freezing and 5 centimeters of wet snow is expected, Ian.
Great day. Hit some balls, even if you couldn't get a tee time. Hit the driving range, Danielle.
Yeah, hit anything outdoors, basically, because yesterday, we had phenomenal weather, well above normal, very summer-like, you could say, stable, winds calm, sunshine out. We got to 22 degrees today. We're now sitting at 20 as we start to cool off for the day. Winds still relatively calm, gusts around 30 kilometers per hour. It's a very different story, so this is one of the times to really pay attention to the forecast you're prepared for tomorrow, because tomorrow's a much colder day. We have a cold wind gusting up to 60 kilometers per hour out of the north. We're going to have temperatures drop throughout the day rather than warm. So by the afternoon, just 4 degrees, and this comes with rain heavy at times, 5 to 7 millimeters of it. More details coming up, Tara.
Thank you, Danielle. Let's bring Danielle back in now. We had a great day today, but this isn't going to last forever.
No. So yesterday's high was 22. Today's high in the city, also 22. This came with stable weather, so sunshine, calm winds. They have picked up a little bit, but overall it's been a really fantastic 2 days. This is one of the weeks where we get all the weather and all the seasons, and I want to make sure you're prepared for it, because we have nothing like, in the forecast here, nothing like what we had today and yesterday. So check out this, though. 24 degrees right now in Lethbridge, 26 in Medicine Hat. So most communities in the southeast corner got into the mid-20s today. Calgary got to 22, and now we're starting to just fall a little bit for the day as it cools down. 22 right now in Pincher Creek. Winds today, pretty calm. Yeah, they picked up a little bit over the last couple of hours, but 30 kilometer per hour gusts, that's nothing. In Lethbridge, Pincher Creek as well. Now for tomorrow, Lethbridge over to Medicine Hat, 80 kilometer per hour gusts possible. For Calgary over to Brooks, 60 kilometer per hour gusts. This is out of the north. It will be a cold wind. So yes, windy tomorrow. And we're also looking at a good amount of rain. At least it's in the form of rain and not snow, which is what we're seeing later this week. As I said, all the seasons. All right, right now in Calgary, we do have some cloud cover increasing. The winds are picking up a little bit. It is ahead of this system that is moving in, and this one is packed with moisture as well, but it's not going to drop the temperatures as significantly as we had with the last round when we saw that snow. So it's a rain event for Calgary with this system. All right, there's the jet stream. It's going to shift down to the south. This upper level trough is going to develop, and this low is really going to strengthen. That's why the winds are going to pick up ahead of this. And that's why we are looking at a decent amount of rain as this really starts to develop on our side of the Rockies. So as we head through, the key thing is, yes, we do have the chance of a few isolated showers out there for this evening, but nothing significant. Tomorrow, though, all cloud cover. By 8 a.m., it looks like the rain will start to pick up in Calgary, and it could be quite intense at times as well. Looking at around that noon hour is when we will likely have the most intense rain, so late morning, early afternoon. This does clear out for the supper hours, but we still have the potential for isolated showers by that point. And to the west, so Banff and higher elevations, looking at a snow event by late day tomorrow. All right, then for Thursday, pretty stable, but later in the day, because of the instability behind the system that we've just had by this point, we have the potential of a little bit of pop-up flurries. But the real significant snow will be Friday and Saturday. So check this out. 12 degrees will be our high for tomorrow, but that's at midnight. We're actually going to drop throughout the day. By the afternoon, just 4 degrees, 5 to 7 millimeters of rain possible, plus very gusty. Stable for much of Thursday. Late day around the supper hours, precipitation possible, only a high 4. Friday and Saturday, a high below the freezing mark, 5 centimeters of snow possible on Friday, and another 1 to 3 possible on Saturday. That's your Action Furnace 5-day forecast.
Canada's Joseph Brusick at the Winter Olympics in Italy.
We got a lot of good artists around this area.
Yeah, we really
here
do.
in Calgary, yeah, really good. Yeah,
that's awesome. Well, a new stunt from Canadian rapper Drake drew quite a crowd in downtown Toronto.
I was watching it on Twitter and everything like that yesterday. People trying to burn it, people trying to smash it down. it's awesome.
This album, Iceman, has been teased for so long, and everyone's eager to, you know, for it to release.
Okay, so it's a massive ice sculpture. Somewhere inside is the release date of Drake's next album titled Iceman. At one point, hundreds of people showed up, some with tools and even fire to chip away at the ice. Toronto police were called in to manage the crowd, and then this. So the mystery thawed when this guy hammered into the frozen block and emerged with a package. He then fled in a vehicle and later produced this image, claiming the much-anticipated release date will be May 15th.
Very creative.
It is. It got people talking.
Yeah.
It sure did.
I like the weathery touch of it all.
Yeah, of course.
For sure.
Well, when you're traveling, you have to get used to local customs. All right, what's with all the ironing boards? This is Belgium, and the person who shot this video was like, what is going on? Do they love doing laundry, or what's happening? No, they use them as tables. They take them to outdoor parties and raves. They're light, they're foldable, they're easy to transport. You can take them on transit. You can obviously ride your bike.
This is the creative section.
Yes,
yeah.
It's actually so simplistically brilliant. You just take your ironing board to the party with you, and you've got a table.
Gosh, I could bring that to my son's ball games.
Yes.
Just serve up a picnic.
Try that this summer, Danielle.
Yep.
You'll be the hit of the ballpark.
Why does she always have an ironing board?
Well, this sweet Canadian treat looks even more delightful under the microscope. If you think maple syrup is one of Canada's most magical exports, you are right. And this is what it looks like up close. All that sugar kind of creates a kaleidoscope of color. Isn't that neat?
Who knew?
Looks magical.
Yeah.
Looks as good as it tastes.
Yeah.
That is so neat.
Now I'm craving pancakes.
Yeah.
Okay, Skywatch weather camera. The sun is about to set on a stunning day today. I hope that you were able to either enjoy yesterday, today, or both, as we got to 22 degrees both these days. And the sun was out, and the winds have been relatively calm. It's been stunning, and we're not going to see this kind of weather at all for the rest of the week. In fact, we're looking at rain, heavy at times, and then we're looking at snow later this week. All right, we did get to 22 again last 2 days in the city, but all the warmth, as you can see, in Alberta and Saskatchewan, much cooler out east, and not even close. Victoria, Vancouver, just at 15. So here's a look at the current temperatures. Mid-20s still in Medicine Hat, Milk River, and Lethbridge and Brooks and Drumheller at 24 degrees right now. Calgary, we're down to 20 at the moment. The winds have been calm, as I said, just 30-kilometer-per-hour gusts, Calgary, Lethbridge, and Pincher Creek, and that's going to pick up. So 60-kilometer-per-hour gusts in Calgary tomorrow, and 80 for Lethbridge over to Medicine Hat ahead of the system. Okay, so we already have some pockets of rain entering Red Deer. We have the potential for an isolated shower for the late evening hours in Calgary. Clouds are already increasing. For tomorrow, the temperature will drop throughout the day rather than warm. At the midnight hour, we'll be around 12. By 8 a.m., we'll be at 9 degrees, and by the afternoon at 4. Rain will be heavy at times, especially late morning and early afternoon. We're looking at anywhere from 5 to 7 millimeters of it. Gusts will pick up from 40 kilometers per hour to 60 by the afternoon. That's your 24-hour forecast, brought to you by Action Furnace. Fixed right or it's free. All right, it's calmer and quiet for Salmon Arm, Kamloops, Kelowna, Fernie looking at rain. Rain from Edmonton down through Red Deer, all down the QE2 tomorrow. Again, heavy at times. 12 degrees is the high, but again, these are all highs for the morning hours, and then temperatures will fall throughout the day. Medicine Hat won't see the rain till late day tomorrow, but it will be windy again. 80-kilometer-per-hour gusts and a high of 21 there. Tara?
Thank you, Danielle.
Football's right around the corner.
I'm sure somebody was outside throwing a football today.
I'm sure. Beautiful.
Beautiful
Lots
day.
of people.
Yeah.
But you know what else is right around the corner, everybody?
Snow?
Yeah. And we'll kick it off with a bunch of rain tomorrow. So this is just to give you an indication of what communities can expect what. For Calgary specifically, 5 to 7 millimeters is possible. So it's one of those gloomy, rainy, cool days. Very windy gusts, 60 kilometers per hour. That's out of the north. A high of 12, yes, but that will be at midnight, and then we'll fall throughout the day rather than increase in temperature. And then Thursday, pretty stable, but late day precipitation possible around those supper hours. And then by Friday, 5 centimeters of snow and a high of -1. So we got all the seasons in our 5-day forecast, all of it. Okay, Wayne Oliver sent this one in, and I'm going to remove the banner now. Took this in Pincher Creek on the 18th. This is the crescent moon and Venus.
Beautiful.
Really cool, hey? Okay, weather window brought to you by Lux Windows and Doors, crafting quality windows and doors for your style, budget, and Alberta's climate.
Thanks for your company tonight. Have a terrific evening. We'll see you again tomorrow.